Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today we will be Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alia Natasha. Today I will be presenting along with my friend about a lesson plan on the focused skill reading with the complementary skill reading. So the proficiency level for this lesson plan is mixed abilities. With the previous knowledge, pupils are familiar with adjectives for animals. So the topic that is focused on in this lesson plan is Unit 3, Wildlife from Year 5 textbook. So these are the content standards and learning standards for this lesson plan. And the learning objectives are understand about blockfish, because blockfish is the subunits of this unit. So understand about blockfish by being exposed to information regarding blockfish. And then pupils will have to answer at least 3 out of 5 comprehension questions about blockfish based on the text read. So the comprehension question or the text will be shown in the latter stage of this lesson plan, and pupils will have to guess the words based on the meaning provided by teacher. So we will start seeing at the language content. So these are the language content with the vocabulary being beautiful, common, dull, colorful, rare, and interesting. So as we can see, all these vocabulary are the adjectives. So these adjectives are applicable for describing animals, with the grammar focus superlative adjectives: ugliest, rarest, and most beautiful. And these are the educational emphases. Okay, so we will go straight to the lesson plan. Okay, so the lesson plan starts with the set induction stage, which will take 2 minutes. So in the set induction stage, to get pupils engaged and interested in the lesson, teacher will say the animals such as eagle, gorilla, frog, spider, bat, and crocodile. So teacher will ask if pupils know all of these animals and how they look like. Then teacher will ask pupils which animals do they think are ugly. This question is based on the context of the lesson that will be shown to pupils later in this lesson. So teacher will ask which animals do people think are ugly, and then when people start giving out their answers, teacher will then explain that just like human beings, no matter how animals look like, we must treat them with love, and that there is no animals that are ugly because they are created to look that way. It's just that our standards set how beauty and ugliness should look like. So as pupils are done with the set induction stage and pupils are focused enough when they could actually engage and give out answers, that means that they are interested enough. So we will proceed to the presentation stage. So for the presentation stage, the activity is get to know blockfish. So in this stage, teacher will tell pupils that they are going to learn about blockfish. Teacher will ask pupils if they know blockfish, since blockfish is not exactly a famous sea creature or a famous fish. So pupils most likely do not know how they look like, especially since blockfish are very rarely seen in Malaysia. So teacher will start showing to pupils how blockfish looks like. Okay, so by presenting this slide to pupils, pupils will be able to learn more about blockfish because teacher is going to provide information about blockfish. So pupils can choose which one would they like to see first: the real life blockfish, where do blockfish live at, and the video on blockfish. So if, for example, they want to see how does blockfish look like in real life, okay, so this is how blockfish look like in real life. This is to give pupils vision of how blockfish leaves and how they look like in real life. So, okay, so this is how they look like. And then if pupils then wish to see where blockfish live, okay, so pupils will be redirected to this website, which is the Deep Sea. So in this website, it will enable pupils to explore together with the teachers how deep in the deep sea do blockfish live at. So pupils will stop teacher once they start seeing blockfish. So at 100 meters deep and 200, 300 and 400 meters, not yet. There's still no blockfish in sight. 800 meters, 900 meters, and as we enter the midnight zone, in which there is no sunlight, is able to reach, pupils are still going to keep. Okay, so here is where blockfish look like. So basically, this is where pupils should stop teacher as they start seeing blockfish. Blockfish live at 1,172 meters deep in the deep sea. So this is not only to teach pupils about the context of the lesson, but also to give them idea of the real life blockfish. So they will know this as a general knowledge of the sea. So as they have already seen where blockfish live at in the deep sea, they will continue. Like for example, if then they can see the video about blockfish, so the video will just be an animated video about blockfish. This is just to engage pupils more in the lesson so that they are going to be even more interesting. Okay, so next, as they have seen and obtained all this information about blockfish, next. Okay, because in year 5, before this topic, they have already learned about comparative and superlative adjectives. So they have already had the idea about superlative adjectives. So this is just to test them and to gauge them with the lesson. So teacher will ask which fish is the smallest, and they should answer the answer anchovy. Next, which one is the biggest, and then the answer should be shark. So pupils should be able to answer all these questions. If in physical class, they can show the raise of hands, and if in online class, they can click on the button of raise hands in Google Meet. Okay, so after doing all these activities with the teacher, and pupils will then try to answer and such. So we are done with the practice stage, and I will leave it to my friend to explain about practice, production, and the closure stage.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Nur Hidayat Azanis binti Zulkifli, and I shall continue Alia Natasha presentation. Okay, so we will continue with the practice stage. Okay, so after the presentation and the set induction, students will have the general knowledge about the blockfish. So now we can continue with the activity read and understand. So the pupils have to open page 34, which contains the text from the textbook about a blockfish, about blockfish. Okay, as you can see, that is the text about the blockfish. Okay, the teacher will call the pupils to read the text, and then after the student already read the text, teachers will then explain the text more further with the pupils. Okay, and then along with the explaining, the teacher will also explain the meaning of the blue words in the text. In the text, there are few words that have been highlighted in blue color, and then the teacher will explain. And after that, back to the objective of the days, which is to learn about superlative. The teacher will highlight the superlative adjective contains in the text. And then After that, teacher will ask the students if there are anything they are not clear about. Okay, and then to ensure that they really understand the text and also the superlative, the pupils have to answer comprehension questions in the slides. Okay. Okay. So as you can see in the slides, there are 5 questions and pupils can randomly pick the question. This is the comprehension question. So let's say we pick one. Okay. How many meters under the sea does blobfish live? Okay. If the student focus during the presentation stage, where in the video is already stated at what meters the blobfish live. Okay. So after the practice stage, we will continue with the production stage where we will play bingo together with the pupils. Okay, so how are we going to play the bingo? Is that teacher will distribute a worksheet to each pupil. In the worksheet, there are already words which are the adjective contains in each boxes. And then the teacher will write and read out the meaning of each of the adjective. Okay, as you can see in the bingo worksheets, they are beautiful, slow, tall, long, and all of the adjectives there. The teacher will write the meaning. For example, the meaning of the words beautiful. Teacher will write and read the meaning of the beautiful, and pupils need to listen carefully to the description, and only then they can cross out the words, and teacher will continue to do so until the pupils manage to get the bingo. Okay, those who have managed to get the bingo will have to raise up their hand, showing that they already got the bingo. And this will instill the nature of competitive instinct in the pupils. Okay, the activity in the production stage will be really interesting for the pupils because they will have competition among them. Okay. And lastly, for the closure, the teacher will recap the lesson and the lesson by asking pupils if there is anything pupils are not clear about, and then after the pupils already give their feedbacks and opinions, the teacher will close the lesson by reviewing what the pupils have learned. Okay, so that's all from us. Hope it is clear enough. Thank you.